bank called on him saying he was going in and out of the property, like filming their location. So
I mean, we'd probably prefer not to.
hey man, both areas are wanting you to leave. I told you to keep your hands out of your pockets.
Whoa, dude, what are you doing, man?
Alright everybody, in spite of this being very recent history, it's Throwback Thursday, baby! So you all remember on March 24th when CTI was unlawfully arrested in Paducah, Kentucky by Officer J. Mueller, badge number 414 for third-degree trespassing? Well, today we have the utmost pleasure of providing you with this body cam footage from CTI himself. This body cam footage comes straight from the perspective of Officer J. Mueller himself, and you're going to hear a whole heaping pile of lies. So to start this video off, we want to showcase the part where Mueller goes into this Verizon store to solicit a trespass against Central Tire Investigations. And I want you to pay very close attention to the verbiage exchanged here.
Hey, this dude that's out behind your property, like, is he bothering y'all at all? He's got like a GoPro and he's filming the bank for some reason. I think he's got some mental issues, but bank called on him saying he was going in and out of the property, like filming their location. So
I mean, we'd probably prefer not to.
Prefer not to. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah.
I saw you pull up over there, and I was wondering, because every now and then somebody will bump one of our panic alarms.
He's
So I just kinda-
behind your building right now.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't do this.
Okay.
So this Verizon store employee neither states that he wants CTI trespassed, nor does he say anything similar to that. What he specifically states is, "I'd rather not have him on there," which could be misconstrued as rather vague and undecisive. Or it could be misconstrued as him saying, well, I'd rather him not be there, but it's okay if he's there. You see how English 101 works, we the people? It's very important to have that kind of knowledge. And I want you all to make a note of this as we play for you a recap of Officer J. Mueller, from his own perspective, unlawfully arresting CTI.
Hey man, both areas are wanting you to leave now, so it is
I'm
time
on
to-
this side right here.
Yeah, I know, but they're wanting you to leave as well. So.
You only went in Verizon.
Huh?
You only went in Verizon.
They're wanting you to leave.
I'm not on Verizon property.
Okay, well, if you want to play this, go ahead and put your hands behind your back.
What are you doing?
Hey, listen.
Whoa, God, look at that.
Listen. If
Do you own this place here?
What's that?
Why are you touching me, man? I'm allowed to record.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Stop.
Can you take your hands off of me?
Hey, dude. You're being trespassed.
And you're gonna go viral.
If you're refusing to leave, then
You did not go over here
Hey,
and ask them. You know what? Watch this.
Okay.
You're gonna play those games. What's your name, by the way?
Officer Mueller.
Nice.
Hey, listen. If you don't want to leave,
Dude, no.
so you are leaving?
Bullshit.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'm gonna be documenting from over here now.
Okay. Well, I'll ask McCallister
You're
today.
soliciting trespassing. You know that's illegal, right?
Do what now?
You can't go in and ask them if they want me to leave the property. It's illegal.
Why's that?
You're soliciting a trespass. You ever heard of that?
Okay. So,
So
So are you gonna
yeah,
get
you're
permission
soliciting.
from
I'm literally
McAllister's?
walking you into a trap, and you just fell for it.
Is that
You
right?
went in Verizon and solicited a trespass.
Okay. Okay. Well, they're wanting you to leave.
Who?
Verizon.
How do I know that you're not lying?
Okay. Well, are you refusing to leave?
I'm not on Verizon property.
Are you refusing to leave?
Let's look. We have AT&T, we have McAllister's, we have Cricket, we have this place right here. That's not Verizon's property. Yeah.
Okay. But it is time to get off the property. Okay?
Who owns it?
Their property.
Who is they?
Huh?
Who is they?
Looks like Verizon.
Verizon doesn't own this whole thing, man.
Okay. Well, they're wanting you to
Call your
leave.
supervisor.
That's not going to happen.
You're not going to call your supervisor?
No, I don't have to right now.
Yeah, you do. I'm requesting a supervisor.
Yeah, no. You can request a supervisor later, but right now you need to get off the property.
I'm not on their property.
Okay. Well, time to leave. I don't have to call my supervisor.
I'm
right now.
requesting a supervisor.
That's fine. But
You're going to fail to get a
go ahead and keep your
supervisor?
hands out of your pockets for me.
I don't have to.
Keep your hands out
Am
of your
I
pockets.
legally detained?
You're a trespasser right now.
I'm not. Nobody asked me to leave.
So keep your hands out of your pockets for me. All right.
Keep your hands off your vest. You could have a shank in there.
Okay.
It goes both ways, man.
All right. I told you to keep your hands out of your pockets.
Whoa, dude, what are you doing, man?
414.
What are you doing? I can put my hands in my
Downward
pockets?
resisting. Put your hands behind your back.
Why?
Put your hands behind your back.
Why?
Because you're under arrest for trespassing.
For what? I'm not trespassing.
I told you to leave several times.
Dude, you told me to get away from Verizon. Look how far I am. I'm not even on their property.
He's just being verbal right now, and
I've requested a supervisor so you don't make a mistake.
you just put your hands on your back.
Why?
You're being detained.
Dude, you literally told me to get away from Verizon property. I walked all the way off of their property.
Keep your hands out of your pockets.
What law is that? What law is keeping your hands out of your pocket?
Put your hands behind your back.
I'm going to give you a chance. What law is it that I have to keep my hands out of my pocket?
Put your hands behind your back. You're being detained.
I'm asking for you to call a supervisor, and you're grabbing my wrist super hard.
Okay. I'm telling
Dude,
Put your hands behind your back.
welcome to
You're being
YouTube,
detained.
bud. Welcome
Okay.
to YouTube.
Quit pulling away.
I'm not pulling away.
Put your hands behind your back. Right
I'm
now.
going to wait for your supervisor. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Put your hands
Did you
behind
call
your
a supervisor?
back. Put your hands behind
Did you
your back.
call a supervisor?
I will after you put your hands behind your back.
I'm going to wait for a supervisor to get here. I am not resisting. I am waiting for a supervisor to get here.
Okay.
This is going to take me a bit of time to go over all the errors of this unlawful trespass, so let's go through this piece by piece. Let's first start off with the Kentucky Penal Code of 511.080, which states that criminal trespassing in the third degree is committed when a person knowingly enters or remains unlawfully on a premises. But according to SurreyLawLexington.com, it states if you have been charged with criminal trespass, the government must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you entered onto another's property without legal authority, with knowledge that you were not permitted to do so, and remained there without permission. And those last two factors are extremely important here. So you all know how cops are legally allowed to lie to the people, right? Even if CTI did not get this body cam footage, all we had from this cop was hearsay at first. There was no way that this cop could prove that the Verizon store owner, which we'll get to that eventually, wanted this man to leave from behind the Verizon store. And knowing that cops in America are legally allowed to lie to the people, their word cannot be trusted as far as you can throw them. But now that we have body cam footage to prove that in fact he was not being trespassed by that employee, that just makes Officer J. Mueller look that much worse. But even if that store employee did want that man trespassed and clearly said it on camera, he's not even the owner of that property. DJT Properties is. And also not to mention the fact that CTI was willing to leave and he was proceeding to leave. And even so, he was still arrested for third-degree trespassing, which was initiated a second time when he put his hands in his pockets, and Officer J. Mueller cried officer cowardice. Officer safety. Everything about this unlawful arrest looks as bad as you could imagine. At the very least, they didn't proceed to brutalize this man and pretend that he was resisting arrest. That very little bit I'll give them credit for, but what about the supervisor that shows up? To put it simply, he only takes one side of the story.
Alright, so, bank called.
Where's he at?
He's in the back. He's under arrest.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
sorry.
bank called, said that he was going in and out of their property, found him on Verizon property. He said he was just recording for a job. So went to Verizon and said, hey, y'all good with him being here recording? And they said, absolutely not. Like, he needs to leave. So I could go there, tell him. And he starts saying, I'm soliciting a trespass. And so I tell him several.
Soliciting a trespass?
Yes.
What does that mean? Okay, nice.
So tell him to leave several times. He starts walking like he's still on their parking lot. And then, so
What's he under arrest for?
trespassing. I'm just doing trespassing.
Because he wouldn't leave the...
Correct.
Yeah.
And he put his hands in his pocket several times and wouldn't listen. So
Okay.
Yep.
What's he want?
just wanted to talk to the supervisor. All right, this is Sergeant Santel.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Yeah.
You guys failed.
Okay, what do you need from me?
So, he got a call from the bank about what was
Yeah,
the
I'm
call?
familiar. The bank didn't want you there.
Yeah, I wasn't on the bank property at all.
Okay.
I was recording from outside of the bank.
They still own this lot?
No, I wasn't on this property.
Okay, so where were you at?
Over there.
In Verizon?
Yeah, behind that, in that
Okay.
alleyway.
On Verizon's property?
Like, it's not Verizon's property. It's all.
How do you know?
Verizon doesn't own that whole thing.
They don't own this parking lot?
No, not the whole thing.
How do you know?
It's owned by a man. Wait,
man?
Is Verizon the only thing there? Is Verizon that only thing in that complex?
I don't know. I'd have to walk over there, but so you're telling me you're standing on that side of the concrete?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't.
What
in
do
the
you
big
need from
property.
me? I guess.
I'm asking why I am. He said trespassing. He went inside of Verizon and asked them if. What'd you ask?
Well, I asked if they were okay with you being here
Yeah,
recording.
you can't do that.
Okay.
can't-
So is this the only reason you're
I'm
wanting to
trying
argue
to
your
fi-
charge? Is that what you're asking?
My charge.
Because you're charged with trespassing. Is that the only
How
reason
am
you
I
need me?
trespassing if I was never asked to leave by
Okay. This
them?
is what court is for.
No, I'm asking.
All right. That's
you
what
a
court's for.
question.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Arguing that is what the courts are for. Yeah, that scumbag should be fired. I've seen rookie cops do miles better than him when it comes to investigating a non-criminal situation. But I guess I shouldn't expect any less from him. After all, he is a police officer and cops will always back up each other. Because they continue to prove to us time and time again, just like in this video here, that it's them against us. And so CTI was taken to jail for third-degree trespassing, and his court date is shortly coming up at the time of me recording this. I, for one, would love to see what the results of this are, but until they happen, we are going to leave contact information down below to not only this police department in Paducah, Kentucky, but also to the district attorney for all of you to hold accountable. Please make sure you be as respectful as can be if you choose to redress your grievances, but just like the acronym of our channel says, please do let them hear our roar. And also make sure you stay tuned for updates on CTI's channel. Make sure to go subscribe to Central Time Investigations and let them know that Recognizing Our Rights sent you. Now, one other thing before we end this video is that Officer J. Mueller proves to all of us once again that when it comes to dealing with the police, you need an attorney at your side at all times. And I really do think that if CTI had access to Attorney Shield like the rest of you could, it's highly unlikely he would have been unlawfully arrested here. The reason why is because Attorney Shield allows you to have an attorney on speed dial, and it also allows you to record from your phone without the cops being able to stop your recording no matter what they try to do. Short of them snapping your phone in half or something, but still. Please make sure you look at the links in the description, pinned comment, or scan the QR code on the screen right here, and upon checkout, make sure to use our promo code of ROR1776 to make sure you get your first purchase 10% off. Be sure to check that out as soon as you can. But with that being said, the only other thing we want from you would simply be to never stop loving the good old Constitution. Thank you once again for watching.